Muscle Maverick here. We're going to listen to Dan Bongino podcast today while we're playing some COD and see what's going on in the world and kind of react to it here. We're playing some Nuketown. Hopefully we get some extra XP going. All right, let's do this.
Get ready to hear the truth about America on a show that's not immune to the facts with your host, Dan Bongino.
All right, today's going to be like drinking from a fire hose a little bit, so everybody kind of zone in with me. There's a lot going on. We got the CR, we got Speaker Johnson, I think, unfortunately, folding on some stuff.
See, and I thought today and yesterday was a slow news day, but apparently not.
Oh my God, not you guys, but the goofballs in the swamp. Oh, Trump is appointing controversial picks. Really? We were right again. I got that. An update on the CR and a piece of video by a liberal MSNBC fake news journalist. But it really kind of nails Donald Trump. I know that sounds crazy. Stay tuned. You'll see what I mean. It's an important piece of video. Try Beam's Dream Powder. Get up to 45% off for a limited time at shopbeam.com/Bongino and use code Bongino and check out. As I said, really big show for you today, the week before Christmas. Tell your friends to tune in because the CR is an absolute disaster and it ties into a story I discussed yesterday too. CR, by the way, is
Kaboom,
big,
bitch.
bill full of junk and garbage and trying to pass before Christmas. That's a big no-ski for me. As someone who lives a very public
That doesn't surprise me
online, I am hyper-aware
that they're trying to pass something right before they leave office, something that's just absolutely terrible.
Why I recommend delete me.
That it's going to spend so much money for no fucking reason.
Hundreds of websites and even the dark web. Go easy take action. Special discount.com / and others. We're not the only ones. We're the ones typically with our fingers on the pulse because we do a lot of research as to what the left is saying. I got a clip of an MSNBC reporter coming up next. But they'll never, ever pay attention to what we're doing without seeing us through some bizarre lens. Long and short of it is we're always ahead of the cycle. I told you this Trump transition is going amazingly. They have learned a lot of lessons from last time. There are two big takeaways from this transition I want you to just really kind of tattoo on your brain that are different than 2016. Two. You ready? Number one, which I've mentioned before, but I'll mention again because it's important on how to analyze this whole situation and how to learn from politics. They learned from the Flynn scandal.
I got lucky he got flashed when he ran in.
And when I say the Mike Flynn scandal, I don't mean a scandal involving Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn's a patron. I mean the attack, the scandalous attack on Mike Flynn by the FBI and the media. I don't know if you remember what happened in 2016. Most of you do. Donald Trump
I threw it out the door.
That Mike Flynn, General Mike Flynn, is going to be his national security advisor. The Obama deep staters and others were terrified because Mike Flynn knew about what was going on with the Iran deal. You can look all of this up. It's in some of my books if you feel like you get them from the library, so I'm not trying to sell you, but you get the point. However, scandalous what happened with Mike Flynn. The media and the deep state wanted nothing more than to get rid of Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn wrote this manifesto about how the intelligence community was failing.
Oh my God.
Failing America, and the intelligence community shit themselves, folks, how to get the wipies out. They were like, this guy's going to be the national security advisor. They're going to start turning over rocks everywhere. We're screwed. So what happened was they squeezed the Trump team, and someone gave Donald Trump bad advice, and they got rid of him. That started I'm telling you, the whole Russia thing started with that. Because it reminds me of this.
That's what happens when I go after somebody.
Do you know bees and dogs can smell fear? I don't think bees and dogs can smell. Maybe dogs can. But I'm telling you, once they smelled fear inside the Trump team, it never stopped. Lesson number one, they learned from that. They're giving the double-barreled middle finger. You've got Tulsi up there today, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, Matt Gaetz pulled his own name out. You've got Pete Hegseth. They are plowing ahead. I'm going to show you the receipts, too, coming up. Donald Trump's saying, we're not pulling our guys out. You want to toy with us on the swampy Republican side? We'll primary your ass. The second lesson is they let the media now discredit themselves. Instead of responding to every single thing...
I didn't even realize I was a bad guy.
Trump is letting the media discredit themselves. He figured out that, yes, it is worth taking them on. But it's not worth taking them on every issue. Why? Because the Bongino Army's here for that. Everyone in the chat raise your hand, put a big
We'll take him on.
in the chat. That's what we're here for. He doesn't need to take on every fight. Let them discredit themselves. He does not need to be knee-deep in every single thing. They learned that lesson. And I'm telling you, this transition has just been different. They have effectively learned to manage political capital. Hey, I need you guys to bust up the chat for me right now, too. We had a little Safari issue yesterday with the chat. Everybody put something in the chat right now. Just have Chris from Rumble's watching. Everybody wave to Chris. Hey, Chris, we love you, buddy. We love the Rumble team. Can you break the chat? There's a little bit of a glitch on my Safari thing, so we need you to bust it up. Yeah, thank you. Fire that thing. Fire it up! Fire it up! I'm sorry to keep asking this, but you guys, Rumble's for everyone. We want to make sure it works great.
Rumbles for everyone.
So much, even if
No censorship.
The Rumble team learns too, so they learn for their mistakes. Man, that chat is really fire now. Gosh, if you guys are missing this every day at 11 a.m., join it. There's not a chat like this anymore. Anywhere. We're in
wow, look at that thing. Holy shit.
We can dissect the media stuff. They don't need to fight every fight. This transition is run so smoothly right now. And even Jerry Baker at the Wall Street Journal. Well, let me say in advance, I like his work. He's not a Trump guy. I will pursue a broad spectrum of opinions trying to put my show together. We don't have to agree on everything. Jerry Baker at the Journal is not a Trump guy. But this article is worth your time. Trump is back, this time without disdain. As his domestic critics have gotten in line, so the world has saluted his restoration, if reluctant. He's basically acknowledging in the piece that this is totally different this time. That Trump is coming into office with a massive amount of political power we haven't seen since 2004. We just haven't. And Trump knows how to use it this time. So I gave you my two takeaways. Win, and they're letting the media
I gotta be better about, like, clearing corners and shit.
They're learning to be more tactical. And Republicans are responding positively. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why
couldn't get back.
This is Trump's GOP now. You don't have to like it. Nobody gives a shit. It doesn't matter if you like it. It just is. It doesn't matter. It's like saying, I don't like the fact that 5 + 5 = 10. Nobody gives a shit if you like it. That's what it equals. Here's a Harry Enten segment.
You're not a child. You're a man. So stop wearing so many layers to go outside. And get the bearskin tactical hoodie 4.0. The 10-pocket tactical swing lockswing repels rain and regulates heat for incredible comfort wherever you are. Because the average hoodie made these days is flimsy as one weird end of the pocket. And listen, you're not a
He's a pollster over at CNN. So he has no reason, obviously, to lie about Trump's popularity. He's at CNN. They don't want to put on positive stories. But here,
no, they
I
don't.
want you to watch the segment about poll numbers about the Trump transition. Folks, the GOP approval for the transition is near universal, despite the media's transition hysteria. Oh my gosh, RFK, controversial nominees. Never listen to those losers. Always listen to us.
There were some anti-Trump
Caught him running.
sentiments going on among GOP voters during his first term. What does it look like now for his second?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just the same basic thing that we see in the United States and the United States after a Republican on the Trump transition. Go back to
I thought I was gonna be able to kill them all right there. That would have been sick.
oh my goodness.
Would have.
Look at where we are now. It's 96%. You can't get any more universal basically than 96%. Those statistics were looking at 10% back in January 2017. Now it's down to get this. It's down to just 4. It's down to just 4. So look, there are
I stunned myself. I went in too soon.
There are very few among Republican voters. This is Trump's party. Mitt Romney, 100% correct.
Folks, again, this is CNN. They have no reason to make Trump look good. They only have a reason to make Trump look bad. They're obviously ideologically opposed to every single thing he does. They hate the guy. They have no reason to do that. This is Trump's GOP now. Why do I put that out there? I'm never going to waste your time, man. I promise you. The show is meant to be entertaining, but I want it to be somewhat educational, too. Because, folks, GOP voters approve of what he's doing, moving in a more populist direction. That does not mean we are going to agree on everything. We are going to have to reform Social Security. Obviously, Donald Trump disagrees. I know that it's mathematically impossible to balance the budget without it. He has had to make some political calculations there. It doesn't mean I agree with him. I obviously didn't agree with him on his abortion stance or criminal justice reform. However, his stance on foreign policy, his stance on federal regulation, his stance on school choice, his stance on the economy and growth-producing agenda. I agree with all of that. His stance
caught me
on
running.
the healthcare system, trying to things like right to try and other things he did. You're not going to agree with everything. The point is, the numbers are the numbers. You can say all you want, you know, if you're the Wall Street Journal or these old school kind of center-right Republican outlets like National Review, that Donald Trump's a plague on the Republican Party, but just nobody agrees with you. Maybe you're the plague of the Republican Party. I'm sorry. You just don't get it. And the man understands during this transition that the political power is in his camp. It's different than 2016. And I don't mean this as an insult, folks. I was never the president. I don't know what it's like to be a businessman and then boom, you're the most powerful man in the world walking in the Oval Office. I don't know what that's like. It must have been overwhelming. That's not the case this time. 2016, the transition was, it wasn't chaotic. It was just a little not mission focused and a bit disoriented. That's not the case this time. It is totally different. Here he is, Trump, in the presser the other day, warning people who don't get on board with this agenda. He has the political capital, and he's freaking going to use it. That if you're not going to get behind his nominees and his vision for where we should take this country with his cabinet, that they may consider a primary. I'm going to tell you something. If you're in a red state doing it, they should definitely consider a primary. As I've said before, Susan Collins in Maine, that's the best you're going to get. But Murkowski, Joni Ernst, and others, you want to screw around, and you're going to politically find out. Check this out.
To oppose your nominee, your cabinet nominee, did they do primary?
They are unreasonable. I'll give you a different answer, an answer that you'll be shocked to hear. If they're unreasonable, if they're opposing somebody for political reasons or stupid reasons, I would say it has nothing to do with me. I would say they probably would defend them. But if they're reasonable, fair, and really disagree with something or somebody, I could see that happening. He understands his political capital this time. He's in charge. It is his party. He moved the needle in a direction that hadn't been moved in a long time with minority voters, Hispanic voters, the working class.
And that's what they are scared of. They are scared of us organizing and getting everything in order, holding people accountable, putting the power back towards the people.
Organized labor's interest in specific spaces is not always in the best interest of working class Americans, and I know that sounds insane. Damn, organize it. It's the whole Mansur Olson concentrated interest in the huge cost. Just because something may work for the steel industry,
48
some
kills?
small segment,
That's
doesn't
pretty
mean
good
it works
for me.
workers across the country in the car industry that rely on steel. However, he gets it. He has moved the country in a more populist direction. He has moved the party in a more populist direction. Folks, this guy gets it. I'm telling you, he understands politics like no politician in our lifetime. I mean personal politics. I want you to listen to this. When even insane leftists at MSNBC like Stephanie Rule are acknowledging what I've repeatedly told you about Trump.
Look at that shit.
I'm not name dropping anything. It's stupid and you sound lame. But I'm telling you, having known President Trump for a while now, there isn't a person that understands personal politics like this guy. That does not change my view of politicians.
I was the best on the board, bitches.
They're a +1 or a -1. But I'm not gonna bullshit you either.
Best on the board, bitches. 52 and 40. 7,275 score.
Politicians, I don't get emotional about anyone.
I'd be number one on that
You can be
bitch.
the biggest asshole in politics, and believe me, a lot of people.
He's a
have
bitch. He
that.
hasn't
They do
prestige.
stuff
Oh, he
that
did
works for
prestige.
the
Never mind.
conservative
Just
movement.
kidding.
I'll champion it. That's fine. You can't ignore the fact that establishing personal relationships with shows like this and others, that it does make it hard to just view it like a spreadsheet. This guy understands personal politics like no one else. This is Stephanie Rule from MSNBC. You want to talk about art of political persuasion?
Damn, 16,000?
What she's saying here is
24,000.
absolutely true. She doesn't like Donald Trump at all. But this is worth every second. She talks about just dialing his phone number, and he picks up. Guys, this happened before? I'm telling you, he will randomly call people for no reason. And it's like the craziest thing. Listen to this. I'll tell you another story.
Kill confirm, please.
And I'll tell you one other example. The day after Donald Trump had that crazy rally at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Duh.
What he said?
And I wasn't calling to chit chat. I said, Mr. President, this is Stephanie Rule. You made a lot of comments last night, blah, 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 blah. And it was not an on the record conversation. Long story, so I'm not going to get into what he said, but I called for one reason. I said, you just said a whole bunch of public things. I'd like to sit down for an interview with you. We got 5 days before the election. So we didn't get into anything. There's nothing for me to report. I called him and said I want an interview. Obviously, he said no. But my point is, I was able to get.
You don't get to just make money off the back of him.
Completely ape shit, and you're like, I can't believe people know this guy's phone number. But
Ooh.
the reverse of that, if I were to want to connect with VP Harris or President Biden, there's 50 people between me and them. I tried to note that maybe could get to somebody to get something, then through Pony Express and a pigeon, something might end up in a mailbox near them. And I called DJT to say, yo, can I have an interview with you about myself? But I still was able to connect with him. Yeah.
But he still picked up.
Folks, these are lefties. Even the insane lefties are figuring it out right now. This guy has kicked your ass politically because he's relatable and likable. It does not change my imploring you to treat politicians like a spreadsheet at all. But I'm
You
not
treat
a
politicians
dumbass.
as tools.
you
If the
like
tool doesn't
someone,
work, you get a new
it's
tool.
just harder
If
to
the tool
criticize
works,
them.
you keep the
It
tool.
just is. It's hard. I love my brothers. It's
Man,
hard
if the
to
lefties
criticize my
fucking
brothers.
treated politics like that, the world would be so much better. America would be so strong. We'd have a good Democrat Party. Instead, we got a bunch of freaking commies over there.
Donald Trump gets this better than anyone. It is amazing to me. I mean, like,
can't see
really
shit.
stunning and astonishing being privileged to be in this space. And I do mean that, not in a woke way. It is a privilege and a God-given honor to have an audience like you guys. We're not even 20 minutes in, we got 120,000 on a pre-holiday week. I
think that
love
one guy
you
got
guys
away.
so much. It is a great honor. But I'm going to tell you something. It is really shocking to me in this position. I deal with a lot of politicians and a lot of people who cares, like I said, name droppings for dipshits. How many politicians do not get this? They cannot figure out how to be even remotely likable. 90% of them, if not more, are total assholes with huge egos. There's one
Get in
in
there.
particular, I'm not going to say because it's not important. It's a spreadsheet thing, and it doesn't matter if you like him. I'm just telling you, I did a lot of work for this guy, and the guy could not be like, oh my God, it's so frustrating. I'll give you a quick story about Donald Trump.
Oh.
This is true. There's let's just say a good friend, and the friend calls me and is asking me about some advice about something that Donald Trump's got to make a decision on. And I said to the friend, I said, you need to call him.
Ooh, that was quick.
I
That was some good
no
movement.
Way. Call the president-elect. That's insane. Like, he'll never answer. I said, some of you know this story. I said,
I
trust
don't
me.
know if I throw it back, does it become
Call
my
him,
grenade?
And I promise
And then it can
you,
hurt them
he
since
will
it was
pick
their
up.
grenade in the beginning.
And if he doesn't, he'll call you back either in an hour, 2 hours, or the next day. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Judge Bongino was right. Sure enough, this friend calls, picks up the phone. Friend calls me back 20 minutes later. I can't believe it. Picked up the phone and he was so nice. If the friend's watching, you know what I'm talking about. And the thing he got done. Because that's who he is. The most likable guy. This isn't a throwaway segment. You want to know how Donald Trump got this whole pocket of influencers? Because he was a really good guy with a good agenda, and he understood personal politics. Period.
It's crazy how that works.
I gotta get to some bad news next. Talk about some good stuff, the transition, the art of personal politics, how this stuff works, makes it difficult to criticize people if they like you. He also sends you tweets signed, prints them out. Thank you for
I mean, he's the best, bro. Dan's the best as far as like giving you real information. He was right on COVID. He was right on Spygate. He was right on pretty much everything that the deep state has done, and we've been ahead of the curve here for a long time, which is why I watch him.
This is not even a -1. This CR is a -100. This is really bad, and if you let this thing go through, there are going to be a lot of upset people. Your political bank account is going to be drained. Capital, I'm talking about. Political capital bank account. Please, this is a mess. I'll just give you a couple lowlights and a couple congressmen who've been speaking out about this thing, because this thing is a horror show. We think it's pretty good. We'll get back to that. Blackout coffee, deal with
Ah, if I had a laser, I probably would have got him.
never bitter. But it's almost always blackout coffee. Blackout coffee. Have the cinnamon French toast. You don't like the cinnamon French toast? Say I don't like French toast. You like blueberry? Blueberry crumble. Yeah, I like.
Got me looking the other way.
Chocolate better. Blackout coffee's got a dark chocolate flavor too. They use premium grade coffee beans. It makes the coffee bold but never bitter. A lot of people don't even know what premium grade coffee tastes like because they're used to drinking this crap low grade coffee beans. That's garbage and it's junk. It's brown water. It's big. That's not for you. The official coffee of the Dan Bongino Show and the Bongino Army is what? Blackout coffee. They ship within 48 hours of roasting. The flavor's incredible. It's fresh. It's bold. Do me a favor. Pick it up.
Got me.
It's the official coffee of the Bongino Army. The owner of the company loves America a lot too, which helps me, but he's committed to really good coffee. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/Bongino.
Got me.
They're the real deal. It's time to quit drinking woke corporate junk coffee. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/Bongino. Use coupon code Bongino for 20% off your first order. Make America great again. Make coffee great again. Make the switch to Blackout Coffee. You're folks, this CR, this continuing resolution, which would be a revolution and even more government spending, is a total disaster. On the spreadsheet, when we think about politicians with spreadsheets, what the is this bill? It is an absolute train wreck. We've got Doge coming up. This would
Doge
fund the government through March 14th into next year. Obviously, the bill is a complete abomination and a train wreck. There are no highlights. There are a ton of lowlights. I picked out two.
Got him.
Obviously, in addition
Bang.
to the massive amount of
Number
spending,
2,
there are no
36.
cuts in this thing
36
at
and
all.
22,
Why we
27 and
pass this
16.
thing, I have absolutely no idea. Shut it down if you have to. There is no way we should fund this thing. Gabe Kaminsky
Yeah, why are we
points
trying to
out
fund this new bill? What the fuck is going
that
on
the
with this
funding
thing?
bill includes a 1-year extension on the State Department's Global Engagement Center. Global Engagement Center, you may be saying, what the hell is that? Well, what has 2 thumbs that can explain it to you? This cat right here. The Global Engagement Center was basically the censorship branch of the State Department. Why would we fund that into next year?
There I am, baby.
I don't know. Because
On
you
the
didn't
board.
have the bill. I have no idea. Kaminsky's got the section of it right there. Title 3, Foreign Affairs, Global Engagement Center Extension. This thing needs to be abolished immediately. You like being censored? You hearing all these stories now? Facebook and Google are all showing up at Mar-a-Lago. Let me just say to the Trump transition team, listen, man, I'm your friend. I think you know that, but I'm also a realist, and I'm a pretty good guy for advice, and the Bongino Army was there for you. Now you got to be there for us. Unless you can get a commitment from these guys to cut the bullshit, they should not be welcome at Mar-a-Lago. Facebook is still censoring. Google is still censoring. It's all bullshit. They're just afraid of regulation. I saw Cernovich put something out this morning with some names of people who he says were censored. I'm not sure if they were or weren't. I can tell you our Facebook page got crushed. I don't whine about it, but ladies and gentlemen, you can tell by the money. You can tell by the money. When your Facebook page reaches a lot of people, it makes a lot of money from ad revenue. Ours has been sliced in half. I don't give a shit about the money. That's not the point. The point is the reach of my page has been crushed by Facebook. We were the #1 conservative Facebook page in the world. They annihilated us. This is bullshit. Now we're funding the Global Engagement Center? What the hell are we doing? Whose dumbass idea was that? I don't
People like Hardpoint,
President
don't
Trump
they?
just won a massive mandate. It's his party now. 90+% of Republicans approve of what's happening in this transition. And we're funding this shit bill? Here's a guy I'm really starting to like, is Congressman Burleson. He was on Newsmax. He was pushing back against this absolute shit CR. Speaker Johnson, again, this is just a
Speaker
spreadsheet.
Johnson.
I'm not your enemy, okay? But I am the enemy of bad shit. This is really, really stupid. There's also, by the way, a carve-out for Obamacare. Because Obamacare sucks so bad. Members of Congress don't want to be in it, so they get to pull themselves out of Obamacare. But Obamacare was great, not for members of Congress. Here's Burleson saying, hey, we just won. Don't we have a mandate? Why are we pushing through this shit bill? Check this out.
Frustrated before I came here. Now I'm more frustrated that I'm here and I see how horrific and how much of a disaster that our fiscal situation is, and the lack of appetite to actually do anything about it is disgusting to me. And so I expected more from my Republican colleagues. I expect more from my speaker to be the conservative that I thought that he was.
You're not a child, you're a man. So stop wearing so many layers to go outside. And get the bearskin tactical hoodie 4.0.
Ooh, good toss. I should have moved. That was dumb on me.
But instead, we're going to push through, a hundreds of $1 million package that's going to add more debt to our deficit to our debt, and we're going to, continue with this reckless process. We complained about Nancy Pelosi dropping thousands of pages of an omnibus bill before Christmas. How is this any different?
Producer Jim just noted, too, Congress gave themselves a raise in this. I'm not interested in giving these guys a raise. Why would we give
If
them
I
a
was
raise?
able to take
Raise
all of
for
them
what?
out, that would have been
Well,
crazy.
you gotta make the job more attractive. Really, you gotta make the job more attractive. Thousands of people run for Congress every year, so you got people kiss their ass all day with lobbyists. I think they'll be fun. Burleson's right. Why are we catering? I get what you're afraid of. They're afraid of after the Trump election what they've been afraid of for the last 20 years. You guys in the chat know what it is? They're afraid of the media's going to say we shut the government down. The media's going to say we're starving grandma. Folks, the media's going to say that anyway. It doesn't matter. Nobody listens to these idiots. Only 30% of America, according to that Gallup poll or whatever it was, trust the media. It doesn't matter. We're the media now. We should not be. I get you're not going to get everything you want right now. I understand that. Trump has not been sworn in yet. The new Congress isn't there yet. We still don't have the Senate. I get it. But my gosh, at least put up a fight against this. Are we serious about preventing this inevitable bankruptcy of the United States of America or not? Here's Chip Roy, one of the few consistent voices on cutting government spending, saying exactly right. Folks, we are going to have to be honest with the American people about our natural trajectory towards a bankruptcy cliff. There is a lot of stuff that's
I was just talking about this with my dad the other day about how Social Security is going to be getting cut here in like 2033 or 2030.
This is all bullshit. They're all just pretending. These people don't want to cut
We're basically bankrupt. I feel like we should all be putting money into like crypto assets right now because our current money supply is not good. We're running such big deficits. I mean, they've already shown that they can just print money out of thin air. They don't have to have anything to like back it up. I mean, they literally printed 60% or 40% of the entire U.S. money supply during COVID, which is scary that they can just whip it up and we have to go and work for it, and they can just print it off a fucking printer. Like, what is that?
Trump won because of 2 or 3 big issues: the border, inflation, probably public safety, and a couple of other things.
Now, I don't make enough money to be investing a lot. One of my coworkers has already invested $50,000 this year, which is crazy.
People said,
I just don't make enough money. I need to start.
What causes inflation?
Hopefully, working with Legacy Health and Wellness will help me do that. I love that company. It is so
Prints
amazing.
money, it goes into the economy and drives up prices. This
Steven's a
isn't
great
hard.
individual,
Helicopter drop a bunch of
phenomenal
money
with
on an
what he
island,
does
only
and
has
how he does it.
$100.
Super
If you drop 1,000,
engaged
everything's gonna cost more
and
'cause
wanting
there's now
to
1,000
show people how to
$100
live a healthy
just to
lifestyle. He's
This
so
isn't
passionate about
difficult.
this.
We have to start making the case in these like
And he's a great
Ross Perot,
worker.
like, half-an-hour commercials
I
on
love
TV
being in this
America.
with him. It's
How the government
it's my
taking
dream,
your money,
really.
spending it, and then printing more when it doesn't have enough money to take from you is causing the inflation
It's changed my
crisis
life
that's
so
gonna have
much,
to stop. This
being
isn't
able to live
hard
such
argument
a
to make.
good,
They
healthy
just don't
lifestyle.
wanna do it. No more spending more than we take in. It's going to take time, but we've got to start somewhere. Every single freaking bill, omnibus, CRs, budget bills, every single department bill. Oh, you know what? We'll kick the can down the road. We'll get them next time. We won't get them next time.
There won't
We're
be
gonna
a
do it
next
this
time.
Take a quick break. I've got a conspiracy theory update.
Oh.
Our batting average, fellas.
1,000.
1,000 is correct. Still. I told you. Media people, every single time they call something a conspiracy.
Being a ghost with these things is awesome because people don't really see you too good, and I think that's why I'm able to get off all these shots.
How many times are you dipshits gonna screw
They don't
this
see
up?
you as easy on their map or when you shoot, especially with the suppressor.
How many times? Can you get one right? You would think by accident these assholes
Okay,
would
it's
get
got to
one
be
right.
my people shooting it, or else I'd be screwed.
What? These guys, so let me give you a little inside joke. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off track of it. So, because these guys are the production crew, they know I gotta keep the show on the timeline because the radio show starts at noon and it's live. So there's no time to mess around here. So we've obviously got to pay for the show. So we have sponsors we love. We are capitalists, but it keeps the show free. So if I'm not on track, Guy and Michael and Justin have these various ways to get me to read the spot. So I'm talking about the media. You know, we cheer everybody up. Get package from Omaha State. That's crazy. That's the next one. That's amazing how you guys did that. And then they throw the thing on the screen, which I can see, which is the signal. Like, read the spot. You guys are getting good at this. You got that from Guy, though. Guy started it.
I messed up.
We started it with Guy. That's how we started. Omaha State's
Ooh.
the perfect gift to deliver comfort and joy to the ones you love. With curated gift packages.
Damn, we are
Omaha State's
whooping that
consistent
ass right
with
now.
unrivaled quality and taste. Hand setup. By master
Ooh,
teachers with
that's like the
fine
whole team right there.
extra age fresh delivered right to you. Taste delicious. Deliver the perfect gift with 50% off. It's a huge savings at OmahaSteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $30 off the promo code when you check out. Minimum purchase and restriction may apply. The steaks are amazing. The burgers are amazing. We love them. Free Omaha Steaks makes it easy. Shop expertly crafted gift packages. Every steak's perfectly aged for maximum 10 minutes. Hand cut by master in the heart.
Ooh.
Grass-fed, grain finished. More marketing for exceptional flavor. It's choice of steakhouses and professional chefs. The fan favorite filet mignons are the coveted distinction of U.S. certified. Give the gift of comfort to Omaha Steaks. Go to OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide. Get unforgettable gifts. For an extra $30 off, use promo code Margino at checkout. Minimum purchase will apply. It's 50% off at OmahaSteaks.com. OMA, okay? And an extra $30 off the promo code Margino at checkout. Last one today is My Pillow. Get some sleep. They're announcing their Christmas extravaganza. It's finally here. Get the season's flannel sheets for as low as $50. Won't last long. Get them while you can. The famous My Slippers haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98 now. Only $59.98. 6-piece towel sets back in stock with extremely limited quantities, like $29.98. Hundreds of My Pillow products. There's something for everyone. Every Christmas. Best. Duvets, quilts, down covers, and so on. Don't forget the classic black pillow at wholesale price. Standard pillow, $14.88, queen size $18.88.
Look at that, baby. Let's go. Oh, I wasn't on the top this time. Wow, 50, 50, 40. We had some badass motherfuckers on this one.
Be sure to use promo code Dan to save on all My Pillow products. For example, $59.98.
I only got 30.
$29.98. That's extend their 60-day money back down to email until March 1st, 2025. Plus all orders. One more ship absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com. Call 800-637-4988. Thanks, Mike. All right. show. Conspiracy theory update again. The batting average remains. Look at this. I'm not even a lefty.
1,000.
Look at this Will Clark like swing. Remember Sweetness? Will Clark played for the Giants. Look at it. Look at it. Nice and smooth. Elbow in. Right to the ball. Eyes down there. You like that? Batting average is a freaking 1,000. Even Will Clark never batted 1,000. Wasn't even close. The great Ted Wood.
When I started drinking warm water to help me lose weight, my friends laughed at me. But when they saw how fast I was changing, they started doing it themselves. You've probably heard that as you...
Was he the last guy to hit 400? George Brett got close. 1,000. New York Times. Remember when the New York Times told us the Aurora, Colorado gang takeover story? That is a false story. They didn't say that. Put it up on the screen, kids. How the false story of a gang takeover in Colorado reached Donald Trump. Holy shit. Can you guys get a freaking story right ever? Jonathan Weissman at the New York Times, Stuart Thompson, anyone? Stuart Thompson says we live in an alternate reality bubble. Dumbass Stuart, have you ever put a reflective object in front of you and said, man, maybe we live in an alternate reality? How the false story of a gang takeover in Colorado reached Trump? Fox News from yesterday about the gang takeover in Aurora, Colorado, which, by the way, a police supervisor came out today and is absolutely sure this is gang related. Check this out.
Okay, Aurora, Colorado now. This is
I like it where it's at. Where are we at? 27? I think I get this perk at
14
what?
people and reported armed home invasion. That's the same apartment complex where a lot of people were complaining about the armed Venezuelan gang members roaming the halls. Reports indicate that investigators said that several suspects entered the apartment and had two people
Gunfighter
inside.
33.
The suspects then reportedly moved the victims to another apartment complex, or rather another unit on the property, where police said they were found threatened and bound.
My best friend lives in Colorado.
Send that story, please. Bongino Army members.
And it's crazy. Like, what's going on?
A request. Can you please send this link over to Stuart Thompson to the show and ask him to explain the reality the New York Times lives in? They can never, ever get a story right. I have never seen an outlet claiming to be full of journalists that is so stupid.
What is that guy doing?
Everything they tell you is bullshit. You understand
Oh, he's
this?
he going to take a piss.
Everything they tell you is bullshit. Here's another one. Remember when we were told Joe Biden has nothing to do with these weaponized government prosecutions of Donald Trump? That's a conspiracy theory. You guys are making this up. Joe Biden's an innocent victim. He said he was hands off on all of this. Batting average 1,000. Conspiracy theory update. Now, breaking news. We find out that the Fonnie Willis, Nathan Wade, Georgia prosecution of Donald Trump, that there were meetings at the White House. I thought we were told that was a conspiracy theory. Amazing how these conspiracy theories just keep piling up. It turned out to be not conspiracy theories, but conspiracy facts. Take a look.
Prosecutor in the Trump election meddling case testified before the House Judiciary Committee. That's Nathan Wade, and he admitted he met with White House staff on several occasions while working
That was a good shot,
on the
Ryan.
investigation that was led by Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis. He also says
Fonnie
he had to
Willis.
brush up on his knowledge of the racketeering law. So that continued.
What's your fucking...
Folks, watch.
These people are so fucking dumb, man. They really are.
Every time, bunts, home runs, triples, doubles. And we told you. Why did we tell you that was happening? Because a bunch of conservative sleuths on Twitter, X, and True Social, putting out there there's a substantial body of evidence that there were visits between the White House and the Georgia prosecution. But of course, the Stuart Thompson New York Times told you probably that was a conspiracy theory too, because that's the best they can do. And yet another conspiracy theory update.
Somehow I still got one with it.
But this is a story sensitive to my heart that got a lot of your attention when I initially reported. You remember this goofball Cassidy Hutchinson? If you don't remember who she is, she used to work in the Trump White House. So the January 6th sham Hollywood-produced movie going on with Betty Thompson, crying Adam Kinzinger, and these other losers, Liz Cheney and others. And this crazy story comes out from Cassidy Hutchinson claiming that Donald Trump tried to commandeer the presidential limo and did
Commandeer?
like some jiu-jitsu move on the limo driver on January 6th because they wouldn't take him to the Capitol.
See, I'm telling you, I'm like a ghost. I don't appear on their radar. That's why I'm able to, like, they don't see me like that.
If you remember the
This might be
segment I
my
did,
new class.
but she's saying she heard this story from a Secret Service agent detailed to the White House who told her this story, and that the time, the guy who was the agent in charge of Trump's detail, and the names are important. The agent in charge of detail was Bob Engel. The agent in the White House that the allegations where the story floated was a guy by the name of Tony Ornato, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I know both of these guys for a long time. One was a White Plains guy when I was in New York. We worked together all the time. We worked together on detail. The other guy was also
Before you come out, you got to make sure you're ready to shoot.
New York type agent. Worked with him forever. I've known these guys forever. I also know people who know these guys. What are you looking at? What's wrong? He's like staring at me while we're doing some like Jedi mind trick. The guy in the limo was Bobby Engel. If
Who's
there
Bobby?
was an attack on the driver by Donald Trump doing some jiu-jitsu move and some kind of triangle choke or rear naked choke on the driver, Bobby Engel would have seen it.
Bobby Engel.
Sources told me this story is bullshit. Donald Trump never attacked the driver. There was never an argument about going up to...
How stupid do people have to be that think Donald Trump attacked a driver? He's old. Why would he get in a fight? What are you guys thinking?
Again, Stuart Thompson's alternate reality. Reality was
They really
this
do
show.
live in an
The
alternate
reality
universe.
were those assholes. You're at least 2 years ahead of this story. I told you it was bullshit. Now we find
We
out
live in
that
a
Cassidy
world
Hutchinson
where
and Liz
genitals do not define gender, but removing genitals will define gender. Explain that to me.
And that may be the genesis of this fake UFC fight limo story.
Like having a penis doesn't make me a boy, but cutting off my penis makes me a girl.
Let me tell you something. Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson could find themselves in a lot of trouble if the Department of Justice wants to look into this. This could be witnessing. Check this out.
Ooh, got me through the garage door.
January 6th just released its final report for this year. It accuses Liz Cheney of tampering with the witness, Cassidy Hutchinson, trying to influence her testimony. It formally recommends that the Federal Bureau of Investigation criminally investigate Liz Cheney when President Trump takes over on January 20th. One of several bombshell revelations in here. The report also says that
I think I may move to a different monitor, one that I think that can actually get the 120 frames per second for my PlayStation. I've been thinking about getting a PC to play with, and just play with a controller on PC. Because I'm not a big fan of the mouse and keyboard. I've always played on controller, so, and I've always played on PlayStation too. I've never played on a PC before, and I would like having all the cool things that you can tinker with and make the screen better and the gameplay better. Well, not really the gameplay, but the controls better. I mean, PlayStation's come a long way with the DualSense Edge and all that.
Folks, if you're bored, only if you're bored, go back and listen to my interview with President Trump that I did about a week before the election up in New York. I went up to Trump Tower. We covered this at the end. Donald Trump laughed at this story. And do you remember what he said? You folks in the chat, you remember what he said? Trump said, I should have told you the story was true. It makes me look like a badass. I took out 2 highly trained Secret Service agents and
When I started drinking warm water to help me lose weight,
Here's this lady again. I wonder how much they pay for ads on Rumble.
you've probably heard that as you get older, your body will never be the same. You'll have to accept it's harder to lose the extra pounds around your waist, the shapeless baggy clothes and unflattering photos, and the aches and pains and
front seat with some jujitsu move and commandeered a limo. Like, damn, that's pretty badass for a guy who's not young. He's not in his 40s. He's not in his 30s anymore. The story was bullshit. I know all these guys. I know all the players. It didn't happen. Post-millennial. The House report that came out about this yesterday, by the way, that's where all this is coming from, recommends the FBI investigate Liz Cheney over alleged witness tampering. Yes, more. Kylo freaking Ren style. More. Liz Cheney, ladies and
Got me.
gentlemen, I have
Damn, this is the
zero
first
doubt
one that I've died
this
more than
story
I've
was
killed.
Suspect at best.
That fucking sucks.
Now do you see why this January 6th committee deleted, what is it, a terabyte of data? What was in that data?
I'm almost
Was there
willing
some back
to
and forth
lose,
over the
but also
veracity of the story? Like,
be
yeah,
the
man,
best
I'm
on
not
the
sure
thing.
This Cassidy Hutchinson story is the most reliable thing. And they ran with it anyway? Want to see why they're afraid of Cash Patel? Listen to this, but I want you to pay very close attention to the end.
Damn
This
it.
was recorded a while ago. Cash knows this
Lone
January
Wolf.
6th committee knows about the pipe bomb. They probably know the identity of the person. They know about the feds in the crowd. And they know about all the lying that went on about the national security, the UFC fight.
That's why it went like that. Because there was one short on each side.
Listen to the end of this. It's really important. Check this out.
The only thing that I put in the book that I recommended the boss to do, it's on it. We need a 24/7 declassification office. Yeah. Rolling papers out 24/7. And not just like ticker tape, and not just 9/11. You're talking about for the whole 9/11 report. And those 7 pages that people talk about. But I believe,
oh, yeah.
as like the guy who's an intel guy who believes wholeheartedly in the classified system of information, I believe that it has been over-abused by these corrupt officials in
For
government
sure.
to hide the truth and enact more corrupt activities. So I told the boss, like,
We just need to be declassifying stuff all the time. For sure. I am totally about that. We need to know what's going on.
I believe you could get half out. Half. I still think the other half needs to remain classified. I'll always argue that it does serve a purpose. But like you're seeing in these documents in the Jack Spence case, they're just redacting stuff that they lied about, that they broke the law.
He said it does serve a purpose?
All that stuff.
What kind of purpose does it serve?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Like,
classified, gone, disappeared. You see why they're so afraid of Cash Patel? You see why my golden rule of policy and appointments matters? Always gauge the effectiveness of a policy or an appointment or some judge selection or FBI director by the reaction of your political enemies. If they freak out, it's for a reason. It's not an accident, man. That's why they don't want him in there. They don't want him looking into this. I'm not letting any of this go, folks. We are the media now. The identity of the pipe bomber on January 6th is going to shock your soul. Maybe not the name you meant, but who the person was and was working with. The extent of federal involvement in the insurrection is going to shock you to your core. It's the biggest scandal of our time. Stuart Thompson and the dumbass New York Times will continue to be 5-6 years behind these stories because they're only interested in covering them up. I'm not letting any of this go. On a bit of a lighter note, we're the media now.
We're the media
I want to
now.
play this clip of Van Jones. Van Jones, a devout Baptist. Once in a while, he'll say something that makes some modicum of sense, but whatever. I don't know. But I do care about this because I'll bet, and I don't want to say this. I don't mean to send any kind of a nasty tone, but folks, the media environment is changing. You need to understand these terms. If you don't, you're going to be left behind. Live streaming, VOD, OTT, over the top, cable broadcast. They're not all the same thing. This isn't a whole media lesson today, but these younger kids, anyone basically 25 years or younger, Justin, tell me if I'm crazy, you're the only one. But you're the one who fits that criteria best. They're not watching cable news anymore.
No,
folks.
I don't watch
They're just
cable
not.
at all.
Justin said correct. They're not watching it. They're watching YouTube. They're watching Twitch. They're watching Rumble. They're watching X. They're on Snapchat. They're watching TikTok. And a lot of them. You can watch a whole movie on TikTok in 3-minute clips.
You can.
You can watch Moneyball, the whole movie on. It's in clips, but you just keep scrolling, and it'll go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. It's the most amazing thing. Live streaming is what you are watching right now. Well, I shouldn't say that. You may be VOD too in an hour. If you are watching at 11:49 and 19 seconds Eastern time right now, you are watching a live stream. It is a live broadcast over the internet. It's not on a cable channel. It's not on a broadcast.
Ah, she got away from me.
Live streaming is
I missed the one hit. Wow.
Van, what's that?
They made it 2 a while
Van
back, I feel
Jones
like, and
is stunned
I just
that
missed the
Trump
one,
knew about live
the
streaming
immediate kill
Democrats
as soon as you hit him. That was
This
so
is
much
it.
fun.
Yeah, look at it right now. We have 150. This is the week before Christmas. The big house in Michigan, how many people does it fit? 100,000? The football stadium? We have 141,600 people here at noon, right before noon, watching this
Come
show.
flying
You
by.
can't ignore this audience. Van Jones and the Democrats didn't know anything about it. They don't know the other names of this either. Here, watch this. We are sneaking up on these guys. They are still stuck in yesterday's technology.
Oh, there they all are. Got me.
I'm thinking to myself, he's gonna say Barack Obama.
Ooh.
Kai sent Aiden Ross, Jinxie, and Sketch. I don't know who he's talking about. I said, what platforms are you on? He goes,
Got me. Max Peck.
Go to the hospital. What are these platforms? I'm telling you guys, the mainstream is looking.
I used to play with a kid whose last name was Peck.
Platforms, there are people out there that are getting 14 million. We're on cable news getting 22 million. And so there is a whole world out there. Many times I hate to agree with her, but I do a lot of times. Donald Trump understood that and we didn't.
Yes, sir, he did. You caught that, right?
Max Peck, there he
Van
is.
Jones and the Democrats know so little about how to get a message out on the left, and I applaud him for at least acknowledging it. He's not hiding it. That they called Kai Cenat Kai Cent. If you don't know who Kai Cenat is, you know nothing about live streaming. Now you may say, well, Kai Cenat is basically an influencer out there. He has a show. It's ridiculously popular. He's one of the few guys who will beat us on a live stream. We were number 1 last night and the night before. We had beat Kai. Kai will beat us a lot, though. Who's Kai Cenat? He's a really funny kid who has a show, young man, and he gets millions of people watching that thing and hundreds of thousands on live stream. If you don't know that, get the hell out of politics. I'm sorry. He has an audience, and you don't. And it's not Kai Cent. It's Kai Cenat.
Kai
Who's Aiden
Cenat.
Ross? Same thing. A massive young influencer with a huge audience. If you don't know who he is, get out of politics. There's something significant about Aiden Ross. What's significant? Donald Trump did his show, a month before the election?
Max Peck, there he is again.
500,000 streamers tuned in. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th biggest live stream of the entire year.
Ah, almost got me.
That's who Aiden Ross is. They don't even know who he is. JC, these are all gamers.
Because
Then
they
I love
don't
the
believe
PS,
in that
platforms.
shit.
Kick, you know what Kick is? Twitch.
They think
Rumble,
it's
you've
just
never
a
heard of
game,
Rumble. The
right?
biggest
I mean,
live
which it
streamer
is,
in the
don't get me
world.
wrong.
And 3 of the top 10 are on Rumble. Bannon, Crowder, and me. If you don't know anything about Rumble, get the hell out of politics. We have blindsided these people on technology, and Donald Trump gets it.
Government debt is spiraling out of control, rising by a staggering $1 trillion every 90 days.
The left is totally behind. They really believe people like Rachel Maddow and MSNBC and Stuart Thompson at the New York Times are controlling the dialogue. Why would you believe that? You keep getting your ass kicked on messages, on political national elections. The entire political climate of the country is changing because you don't understand how to get a message out. They still believe in stuff like this. You got that Rachel Maddow clip. Hat tip the great Maze Moore, a great follow on X, MAZEMOORE, a really great account. Here's Maze Moore. Here's Rachel Maddow. They believe this shit. Here's
They believe this shit.
2016, touting a fake news poll out of South Carolina before they got their ass kicked in that election. Then you're going to hear her in 2024, touting another fake news poll out of Iowa. Want to know why the left believes shit like this? Because they don't know who Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, and Jinxie are. That's why. They have no idea what's coming in this new era of media. Check this out.
Presses, we're breaking this news right here, right now. You're going to think I'm kidding.
Because you are.
The presidential race appears to be tied in South Carolina.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I said South Carolina, not North Carolina.
And that wasn't even close.
That's why lots of people had strong reactions when the Des Moines Register and Selzer
there I am.
was posted last night. This pollster, and she's got her track record, and this is.
I got Santa over here. Kind of looks like Dan.
Why would you believe stupid shit like that? Because you're consuming yesterday's media that only has a small sliver of America as a dedicated eyeball audience. The rest of America are elsewhere. They're on Rumble. They're on Twitch. They're on YouTube. They're on Truth. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm not trying to coach you on how to be better, but you can continue to shit on Rumble all you want. The bottom line is we're winning and you're losing. Even Van Jones' kid is watching. You think it's an accident that now close to 142,000 people are here? Ladies and gentlemen, it's freaking lunchtime. We're not even on in prime time. You may say, 142,000 people. Dan, CNN will get 800,000 a night. You ever see our VOD numbers, video on demand? In other words, people who watch the show after it's live, they're over 1 million every single night. That doesn't even count Apple and Spotify. And it's not just us. We're the media now. Here's a great clip by Michael Schellenberger that people are catching on. That nobody believes these people anymore. Talking about this drone story and why nobody trusts the government anymore or the Rachel Maddows of the world. Because they constantly lie about everything. Check this out.
Last week you had both DoD spokesperson John Kirby and Mayorkas, the head of DHS, insist emphatically that there had been no drone flyovers over U.S. military bases. Well, that night, actually on Friday night and then Saturday morning, there was a flyover of the Wright-Patterson Air Base in Ohio. And in fact, it's been widely reported. So it's curious why they said that yesterday.
Wow.
They came out and said, well, of course, we all know that there have been these drone flyovers. He also said on Friday to Martha McCallum, he said, Kirby said, that they were investigating these cases. And then yesterday he said that they had closely examined 5,000 cases. Are we led to believe that they examined 5,000 cases? 5,000, it's actually 6,000 according to FBI. The 6,000 people were interviewed after they were resurrection they were appointed in. It just strains credulity for them to say these things. It really undermines the trust, and that's why you see conspiracy theories emerging into the vacuum.
Folks, we're the media now. By the way, I haven't covered the drone thing that much in the last couple of days because I don't want to saturate you talking about the CR, the competition, bigger stories. However, you may not trust Mike McFaul. He's a Republican congressman. You may or may not. But I'll play the clip for you tomorrow. He does have some inside information that seems to indicate that these are...
That was quick.
Some. Just like I told you, that from China, foreign adversary. You don't have to believe him. You don't have to believe me. I'm just saying the overwhelming amount of evidence points in that direction. At least some of these things that are still unexplained are being left unexplained for a reason. The government doesn't want to tell you the job they're doing protecting our airspace. Hey man, listen, I can't thank you enough for your support at Rumble. Like I said, when even Van Jones' kid is watching Rumble, it's pretty crazy. Like, I'm pretty floored that this platform's exploded. Please help us out. Join Rumble. Download the Rumble app. It is free. Give us a follow while you're there. Look up the Dan Bongino Show. You also just watch it on desktop at rumble.com/Bongino. Please help us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Give us a follow on this platform.
Damn, somebody already got a helo?
Radio show in a few minutes. Back here live tomorrow. You just heard the Dan
Bongino Show. So yeah. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm going to be doing here. I highly suggest you follow, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss anything. I will be covering everyday events and getting it out to you guys as quickly as possible. Also, please do your due diligence. Get out there, work out, get to the gym, train hard. Make sure you're taking what you need to recover your protein. If you need it, any kind of testosterone or any kind of hormone replacement therapy here at Legacy Health and Wellness, we'd love to get you started. reach out. Website legacyhealthtampa.com, and I'll put the link below. Also, I want to give you guys a chance to comment. Let me know what you think, if I could improve anywhere, or if there's anything else you guys would like to see me do, let me know. Oh, damn. Ooh. We locked down B. Oh, I got a kill. Concussed 2 of them. Ooh. These guys are protecting it well. Caught me with my head down. What else can we listen to while we finish this this little game here? We want to listen to some Timmy? Finish it off. Some Timmy Trumpet. Timmy had one of his main songs remixed or redone by Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, which is pretty cool because he's liked them for a long time. There are some bangers in last week's Symphony Radio if you guys want to check that out. Some of the songs are just fucking awesome. A lot of times that's what I'll listen to. YouTube does put so many ads. I mean, Rumble's not far behind at this point with the ads and stuff. But yeah. Both sides. They're coming for it. There we go. The only thing about doing that is it's kind of hard to take it when they keep responding there, right? Got him. Hell yeah. Got him too, baby. Ooh, that was a pretty good play there. That might just do it. We'll see. We are getting our asses kicked, though. Not gonna lie there. Ah, I couldn't get it on him on that one.
This is Symphony Radio.
Ooh. Yeah, we definitely got our asses beat there. Timmy loves his hard style, though, boy.
Wrapped up 3 sold-out shows at LA's iconic Kia Forum with his Comfort in Chaos tour, opening with Where You Are and the breathtaking finale of Shiver. Performed with a live orchestra, Summit delivered a masterclass in sound and spectacle, blending soundscapes, insane visuals, and exclusive live moments.
Yeah, they put a fucking thing down somewhere. Not bad. 37 and 31. Still went positive. Thanks for watching.